All right, welcome back. Last video I mentioned showing kind of the pack stuff and talking about jets over Kentucky. I mentioned doing some run-ups. I'm gonna do the F-15 now. I've done one start on it, so I know it's gonna start. But I did a video showing what the issue was. So it cranked fine and shut it down. I didn't go up to full throttle because it's just in a bad position and I don't want to get outside because it's just blistering hot right now. So I ran it up a little bit just to make sure it kind of, throttled up, responded, and then shut it down. When I shut it down, it didn't go into cooling mode properly and it kept getting worse. So I shut it off and then I went and got my blower and cooled it with the blower. So I powered it back up and manually activated the starter. It spun the compressor a little bit, but you could tell the Bendix wasn't fully engaging, and then it just stopped spinning the compressor altogether, but the motor kept spinning. So I'm like, something's wrong. So I took the motor out, took the top off, took the starter off, and I found what the issue was. So unless I've just totally have not seen it, now these new, I'm pretty sure the old Bendix, I'm looking at a Bendix here. The old Bendix were pressed on. If I had to, yeah, it looks like they were, oh, here we go. I'm trying to get this one up so I can, well, I'm pretty sure they were pressed on. So the new Bendix on this 160 has 2 set screws on it, and they have obviously came loose. So they wouldn't let the Bendix go all the way down, and then it wasn't letting it spin with the starter shaft. So easy fix, took them off, put some medium or high strength removable Loctite. I didn't want to use the red. And I snugged them down, tested it on the stand. It seems to be fine. So that is a new change, which I kind of like. I just wish there was a flat spot on the starter shaft for the set screw, and they tighten them properly. But I did contact Gaspar. I know it's not my business anymore, but I asked him about that. Plus there was something I found inside the starter housing. There was a brown paper round disc on top between the starter motor housing and the rubber. There's 2 rubber pieces that sit on top and bottom of the starter motor to kind of help it stay in the starter and not spin, I believe, and give it some dampening. Plus it's just not metal on metal at that point. But there was a disc on top of it, and I'm guessing it was to push tighter to kind of make sure the starter wasn't loose in there. But I asked him about that. Plus there was something different. I found like there's 3 posts that hold the starter to the compressor housing, and one of them was really thick and had a channel, not really, a recess kind of machined into it. So I'm guessing that's the one that goes over where the 3-wire comes out of the starter and comes through the housing. So I asked him about those 2 things, and I asked him which motors now have this new starter, because I have 2 195s that I'm about to test run, and then I've got the 2 132s and the F-22 that have never been run. So if those have the same Bendix starters on them, I want to know for now so I can go ahead and pull them and check them, which would suck because I need to get the motors ran on the SU so I can get it the inspection and the maiden done on Tuesday. But I have time. So anyways, so let me get the doors open here. I don't have my garage door side lifters up yet. I had this one on before, but I took it off when we did all the drywall, so it's all manual right now. But I'm just gonna push the jet out. I'm also gonna put this on my head so you guys, I can use my hands. All right, so I got the starter. Where's my radio? Shit, over on the table. Got my fire extinguisher. Always need a fire extinguisher. Never know. And yeah, so all I'm gonna do is just make sure it starts up and cools down. So I'm not gonna do anything crazy this time. Let's see here, back it out just a little bit. Make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing. So I got the Pro Hub has telemetry built into it, but at the time I got this one, he didn't have it set up for FATABA. He did send me the file for it, which I have to update the Pro Hub, but until then I'm using an external telemetry adapter, Y harness to this as a backup. But I'll take this out because the telemetry did work, I noticed, when so let me turn it on here. Yep, see, you got temperature, so that lets me know the telemetry is actually working, sensing. And I'm gonna bring this up. I think I've got my low trim too high. I mean, I'm like, that looks like about 30. It really doesn't need to be that high, so I'm gonna adjust my trim a little bit, but for this purposes it should run. So here we go. Trim's up, stick down, go full up for a second, starting, go back to idle. This thing has some crazy lights on it. Looks like a UFO almost. Alright, she's lit. Switch over. It actually starts pretty good. Or really fast, actually. Alright. Alright, it's cooling now. Spinning the starter like it should, about 6,000 RPM, so that's good. Alright. Damn, that's got some power on it. I don't know why people put 195s in these, or 190s. If it needs that much, I don't know, but that's a lot of push. And I didn't leave it at full throttle very long, let it max out, because the first run, you need to let it top out, because you'll watch it, the RPMs will actually creep up. And then when you come back to idle, if you let it sit at idle, it'll creep down to its true idle. And that's what people don't do. They go out and they do a quick run up, and you get these crazy numbers stored in the ECU. And even though it's auto adjust, you know, you can get those numbers messed up. And that's why, and I've had a lot of conversations with people over the years about that, but that's something to remember when you crank one for the first time of the day, or a new motor, and you're kind of getting those numbers in the pump, for the pump stored in the ECU. Start the motor, let it idle for as long as it takes for it to settle down to within about 100, is plus or minus 100 RPM movement, and then slowly go to full throttle, let it sit there for, you know, until the RPM stabilize, and then slowly walk it back down to idle, and then let it resettle back down to its original idle. So now it's working good. This one's ready to go. I am not taxiing it. I just don't feel like it today, but I'll taxi it when I do the range check at Kentucky, and then I'll knock the maiden out. So you guys have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. And this is my leftover stock from the side business. So if you guys need stuff Zycoy wise, like motor stuff, I still got a bunch of stuff. I've got Zycoy brake valves, telemetry adapters, I got cables, FOD screens, a few pumps, things like that. I got some LGC, the new LGC, what is it, the 25s? Yeah, got some of those. Linear actuators, I got a shit ton of brain cube lights, but I use those, so I'm only going to get rid of so many. I got a bunch of light lenses from all kinds of sizes, from like half scale down to your smaller stuff. So if you need something, hit me up. UATs, still got UATs, air pumps, or sorry, air tanks, and I still got some MAP stuff too, but a lot of that I'm going to keep. But anyways, you guys have a good one, and I'll do another video with the SU. Cheers.